you obviously used to be part of the Blood Brothers, and almost the entire band is reunited with the addition of an old friend. What sort of instigated you guys coming back together? Obviously, there must have been some, great chemistry for you guys to not separate completely.
Right after the Blood Brothers decided to kind of call it a day, Morgan and Mark and myself had talked about wanting to still play together. We still had a really great time playing with each other. And we had originally talked about just doing it, the three of us. Then we started to talk about, who out there would be fun to play with. And Devin was pretty much the only person that we came up with.
You've had people say it's reminiscent of some post-hardcore stuff from the late 80s coming out of Washington, D.C. with Discord. Would you say that, from what I've heard of your guys' new stuff, it's also very unique and challenging in that way to actually put into any one genre? Are there any bands that you guys are taking influences from these days, or maybe even different groups from the past?
Yeah, as far as influences go, I can't really speak to any bands in particular. I think that our main approach was just to go beyond what was immediately comfortable when we first started writing. We really didn't want to fall into familiar territory. So we had, we played together for quite some time, and we had a batch of songs that were kind of floating around. And then from that point, we just kind of wanted to go past that and get into sort of uncharted turf. Stuff that maybe felt a little bit uncomfortable at first or felt new and different. And I think that was, for me at least, if it felt initially uncomfortable and challenging, it was a good barometer as far as a good place to be. I guess stuff that's been inspiring or stuff that I've been listening to a lot lately. I've pulled out a lot of my old Monarchid records, and it's always fun to listen to. I really like these two Eno records, Another Green World and Taking Tiger Mountain by Strategy. I just like the space. I like how everything he does is just very appropriate, and yeah.
With this project, Past Lives, that is, you are somewhat, not somewhat, but you are the lone vocalist, whereas before you were sort of tag teaming. And is it maybe tougher just being completely independent, at least with a voice on stage? And how's that working out?
I like it. I like it's nice to be able to have complete control over vocal ideas and lyrics, melodies, all that kind of stuff. At first, it was a challenge to fill up the space, right. But again, just everything is new. Everything's new territory.
It's my understanding that you guys have already been going through the recording process, and you have an LP coming out.
Yeah, we just recorded. It's been a little bit longer of a process than we originally planned because we just are pretty much relegated to weekends. We did 5 more songs with a friend of ours named Jarek at his dad's place out on Bainbridge Island. The guys recorded 5 songs. They took, I think, a Thursday to do it, and then I just finished my vocals a few days ago. I did them in his apartment, and that's going to come out with our friend Byron, who does this kind of, I think it's quarterly music magazine called the Journal of Popular Noise, and it's a 3 7-inch series, okay. And he kind of lays down the parameters for the songs. So each artist that contributes to it does 5 songs, and they all follow a similar structure. Yeah. So it's kind of nice to see what 3 different artists do with the same set of instructions. And I think that's supposed to be coming out maybe in June.
Do you guys plan on touring, maybe the country or elsewhere in the near future? Or is that going to come maybe after the EPs and the recordings are out there?
We'd like to tour. I think ideally do something pretty brief at the end of the summer. We hope that that EP that we recorded is out by then, or at least kind of close to being out. We don't really have anything in the works or planned as far as long term. I think we're just kind of trying to play as much shows as we can and just sort of enjoy being new.